The Indiana Fever aren't making any excuses about Sunday's 93-69 loss to the Connecticut Sun during the first round of the WNBA playoffs. It wasn't the playoff atmosphere or the pressure of the moment. The veteran Sun simply played better and beat the upstart Fever. I felt like we just played a crappy game, Fever star guard Caitlin Clark said. The flow of the game was really bad. I don't know if that was reffing, it was probably partly us, because we struggled to get stops at times. It was one thing after the next. We can win. It's not anything about the building. It's not about the gym. It's not about the hoops. I have all the confidence in the world in this team, and everybody in our locker room does. I know we'll be a lot better on Wednesday. Connecticut held Clark to just 11 points on 4 of 17 shooting, including 2 for 13 from 3. The All-WNBA guard added 8 assists, 4 rebounds and 3 steals, but the Fever will need Clark to score to compete in this series. The Sun made a slight adjustment defensively, putting DeWanna Bonner as Clark's primary defender instead of Dejounte Carrington. Clark scored 19 points in an 84-80 win during Indiana's last game against Connecticut. That performance stuck with the Sun, and they made the necessary adjustments to slow down Clark. Caitlin Clark struggles with shooting. Fever dropped game 1 of playoffs to Sun, 93-69. Just game planning, trying to come up with a strategy, Bonner said of the Sun's defense against Clark. They beat us last time. We just took on the challenge. I know next game, Clark will come back. Strong defense is the only way we can win. Strong performances from Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston are usually enough for the Fever to overcome an off night from their rookie sensation. Mitchell scored a team-high 21 points and Boston added 17 points and 10 rebounds. Indiana's Big Three played admirably, but its supporting cast struggled. Fellow starters New York'll Smith and Lexi Hull combined for 5 points and 3 turnovers. Hull was 0-for-2 from 3. Smith didn't grab a single rebound in 9 minutes. While the Fever bench struggled, the Sun got a big boost from Marina Mabrey. Mabrey scored a game-high 27 points off the bench, adding 3 rebounds and 3 assists. The Fever didn't have an answer for Mabrey, and their inability to score made it impossible for them to mount a comeback. Despite the loss, the mood after the game wasn't one of panic. The Fever don't seem to be planning widespread changes and any drastic adjustments. Christy Sides is confident her team will play better. Down 0-1, they can't afford to have another off night in a best-of-3 series. This is playoff basketball, Sides said. We've got to be able to handle it when it gets chaotic. We've got to be able to handle it when things aren't going our way. When we need to slow it down and take a good shot, we're going to run. We're going to play with pace. That's what we're going to do. You got to get stops to do that. But that is where we are at our best. We had some great looks both in transition and also in the half court. We're gonna figure it out. And we got another opportunity on Wednesday to come back and then take this thing home. Caitlin Clark did all she could to help the Indiana Fever stave off elimination. It just wasn't enough. The sensational rookie scored 25 points and had 9 assists in Indiana's 87-81 loss to Connecticut in Game 2. It was a much better night than her playoff debut when she had just 11 points on 4 of 17 shooting. Clark had a record-breaking season on and off the court. She broke the single-season assist record as well as setting the league's individual game mark with 19. Clark also broke the rookie record for points in a season, although she did do it in 40 games. Off the court, Clark and her fellow rookies have been a ratings and attendance boon for the WNBA. Despite the blowout loss in Game 1, fans tuned in as the game averaged 1.8 million viewers according to ESPN, making it the WNBA's most-watched playoff game since the 2000 finals. It was the most-watched playoff game on ESPN ever despite going up against the NFL. 6 different league television partners set viewership records this year for its highest-viewed WNBA game. All of those games included the Fever. Thanks to Clark, Indiana led the league in attendance both at home and on the road. The Fever averaged 17,036 at home and over 15,000 on the road.